Well, hello and welcome to the Daily Atheist Morning Show. I am your host, the amazing Super Chris Mallard. Thank you for joining me today. Getting a little late start because I guess shit ain't working this morning. You know how it is. My earpods wasn't working. I had to beat them. I hope you're having a wonderful week so far. It is Thursday, Thor's Day, the day of Thor. One of the thing we're going to talk about today, you know, we've got those Christians who are really stuck up on abortion. Got to save the babies or some business. But they don't really apparently know very much about their God creature and how it feels about children, obviously. So we'll talk about some of that, and I doubt very much we'll be able to convince anybody, you know, because reason, logic, you know, certain things don't apply here. But we'll try. Let's see how it goes. But why sacrifice your child when you can get a human-scented flesh candle? Well, we don't have those yet. They're coming soon.
Have you sinned again? Oh, and it's bad this time. A chicken just won't do. But wait, you don't have a goat for your burnt offering. Oh, no. The Lord's wrath is upon you.
Insignificant person whose name I don't know, you have sinned. Probably. I shall smite thee.
What do you do? You're all out of goats. She left you for another man.
Fear not, my wayward child. Introducing Father Flanagan's line of goat-scented flesh candles.
No goat? No problem. Just light one of these bad boys and let the sweet, savory scent of burning goat flesh rise up to the heavens.
Is that goat?
It's easy, it's fast, and deluxe models even have patented technology that produces a goat screaming sound as the wick burns.
Father Flanagan's line of goat-scented candles. Save a goat, burn a candle.
Father Flanagan's line of goat-scented flesh candles are part of our You Do You Jew interfaith outreach program.
When you sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. When the Lord requires that snow, light a candle or you're going to hell.
All right, good morning, everyone. I'm going to try this, and forgive me if I do it wrong. Good morning, Loch Ness Sarah. Hope I got that right. Hope you're having a wonderful week so far. Today is Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday, the day of fries. I hope you like fries. I like fries. So today we're going to be talking about an interesting thing here in a bit. I got to remember not to forget to say hi to all my friends. Good morning, everyone. Let's say we got the Atheist Mechanic always showing up early in the morning. Good morning, Atheist Mechanic. I sit here with my little system up. I create my show in the morning, and I turn it on to where I can hear it audibly, and I wait for Atheist Mechanic to go, good morning. That's weird. Anyway, good morning. Let's see. Finite Atheist is here again. Good morning. Check out Finite Atheist's channel if you can. I believe Finite Atheist. You know how I said I kind of remembered you, but I wasn't sure. Well, being the lazy bastard I am, I never went and looked and confirmed, so I still don't know who you are. Good morning. But I hope you're doing good. From what I have a good impression in my brain, for whatever that's worth. Salty Namekin is here, was here, sort of here, maybe here. Said that's not an abortion ritual. It's how you get heavy metals and parasites out of the body. Abortions are known as child sacrifice in the ancient world. And now apparently this individual rethought their words and retracted that message. Good on you, because it was stupid. Did I say stupid out loud? It was unfortunate. It was an unfortunately incorrect statement. Good morning, Flockmeister. I hope you're doing great. Let's see. And Secular Feelinist always scratching at the door early this morning. Too Skinny to Be Fat is here, and Moo. Wait a second. Did somebody moo? Oh, yeah. This is time for the dancing cow. This was one of those mornings where I fired up the show, and I didn't get the time to really sit and go, hey, it's dancing cow time. I was off doing stuff, grown-up stuff. Sorry. Let's see. How patient stand up. Good morning. Hugs, hugs, hugs. Beard of Empathy is here. May Thor's lightning brighten your day, but just not too close, I'll just say. And Kelly Shear is here. One of my favorites. Kelly is here. Thank you, Kelly, for showing up this morning. Latchkey Lel, red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather. Okay, here we go. I can do this. Latchkey Legend is here. Good morning, Latchkey Legend. I hope you're doing great. And then I saw a new name, Ricardo O'Reilly. That's cool. You know, I mean, you can see it either way, I guess. I just misread it is all. Richard or Riley or Ricardo Riley. Either way, good morning. I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. Yeah, good. Not necessarily good. I'm glad that. And Beard of Empathy. I hope you guys had a good night last night. Did y'all have a good time in the Discord conversation? We have a Discord channel. Let me put the link in here, and you can go join the Discord channel. And then every Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern, they have a thing at the place with the stuff for the people, and that would be you guys. And the place is the Discord channel. The stuff is talking about important stuff. So let me go Discord. Oopsie. There we go. Awesome sauce. So there you go. Now today, I used to do a poll every day, and I stopped doing it for a while because, reasons. I started the poll back up again related to the topic of the day. So if you're not sure, and too skinny to be fat. Good morning. Too skinny. Yeah, you were here too. Yes. Good morning. The memory burner. What's the topic today? The topic today is abortion and how Christians don't know that they're really kind of on the wrong side of that one as far as they're just confused. I'll explain why here in a minute. Let's see. Our poll question of the day is: the Bible describes a priest making a wife drink bitter water to end her pregnancy if she has been unfaithful. What is this? The options are a mistranslation. It never says that. God's justice. The guilty deserved it. Divinely prescribed abortion. Plain and simple, obviously. My thoughts. Or trial by ordeal. Same as witch dunking. Yeah. So far we've got divinely prescribed abortion is winning with 92% of the vote, and we've got 13 votes. Awesome. So it's been a while since I've done this, so it's kind of cool to have it back up there. Do it again so I can show you guys my poll. It's been a while since I've shown you my poll. A little hairy around the edges there, if you know what I mean. So, there we go. If you get a chance, though, go over there and do the thing. The link's in the top. Let's see here. Surf64, please shout out my wife's boyfriend, my Oxlaw. Surf? That was good. That just kind of caught me off guard. Good morning, Surf. Can we get some Islam blasphemy first? Says the memory burner. Islam sucks. Muhammad bad. Muhammad pedophile. Bad. Islam in the Middle East. Christianity right here, right now in the United States. Up in our grill. Forcing itself on people. Abortion issues, book bans, blue laws, the 10 Commandments in schools. It goes on. Islam is not there doing that. I'm not for Islam. It's just not here fucking with me right now. Christianity is. So I get it. I see a lot of people, probably usually Christians, come in and talk bad about Islam. Well, okay, but that's not really why I'm here, is it? I'm here because of Christianity. But I appreciate you. And usually whenever it's a Christian saying that, talk bad about Islam, say something bad about Islam, it's really just because they know their religion is shit. And they are trying to point to what they believe is a more shitty religion. They're just, it's a distraction. Hey, man, you think I'm shitty? Look at that guy over there. Anyway, funny. Let's see, what you love maple syrup. Ooh, maple syrup. I don't know what the hell's going on in the chat. Y'all talking about maple syrup? Tucson, KEG, C and D. C and D, yeah. C and D. Good choices. Excellent choices on our poll. There's a link if you want to go click the linky. And let me just see how many we got so far. Wow, 16 votes. It's been a while, so cool. I'm kind of curious. Garrett MD. Good morning, Garrett MD. This is the list of religions I don't want around, but I'll always go after the closest and more destructive one to me. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Really, I mean, if you understand the circumstances, I'm anti-religion. Kind of all of them, really. Without religion hampering us in one way or another, we'd be so much better off. But there's one religion in particular that right now is, I don't know. Needs attention. It's in my grill. It's in my business. It's in my backyard. It's hurting people I know or wants to. Given the chance, it would. John Hudson is here, everybody. He's going to kind of sit up straight, straighten your ties. He's probably done pooping by now. Good morning, John. I hope you had a good movement. Muslims and Jews just pretend Christians, so I just attack the source of the madness. Well, that's kind of the deal. A lot of times Christians will come in here to like talk bad about Judaism. And I'm like, well, man, were you listening at all? I mean, the biggest hunk of my argument against Christianity is the Bible, and I focus a lot on the Old Testament. And the parts, I mean, a lot of it, it's just straight the book of Judaism. I'm attacking them all at the same time, really, technically at their core. When I point out things like Abraham and how ridiculous he was and what a horrific person. Oh, yeah, Abraham of the Abrahamic religions. When I do those things, I'm not just attacking Christianity. I'm trying to point out to Christians who are thusly in my grill that, hey, look how really ridiculous this is. Look how pathetic and disgusting these heroes of the Bible are. That's kind of what I'm trying to do. You know, too skinny to be fat. Talking about this, my third attempt to join the Discord server, and my Maple. Oh, your name is Maple. I get it. Merci. I am an appreciative passenger on the Discord train of life. I have Scotty, Miss Non Sequitur, Blockmeister, and several others who take care of it and help me with it. And I don't really know that much about it. However, occasionally it will say there's somebody wanting in, and I'll be like, oh, hey, look, there's somebody wanting in, and I will let them in. Let me see. It's got a thingy up here. Nope. Patriot of the West is sending me stuff. Patriot of the West. Man, that's a lot of shit. I guess I ought to read your stuff, dude. But Patriot of the West sends me a lot of stuff, apparently. I don't open Discord. Sorry. Yeah, I don't see any personally. I don't see any new thingies there for Drizzle. I'll keep an eye on myself, though. The memory burner, was you there? The memory burner, was you there? So you know there was nothing. All right, so hold on. So you know there was nothing literally abortifacient in the bitter water. You know, let's talk about that then, since we're on the subject. Let me read this to you for those of you who are unfamiliar with what we're talking about. It's Numbers 5. And there's a whole section called The Test for an Unfaithful Wife. Let me bring this over here, so because this is my pretty side. It's actually just closer to read. So the test of an unfaithful wife. Then the Lord said to Moses. All right, so it starts out with the Lord talking to Moses. So we can't say this is Moses coming up with it. Well, technically you could, really. But you know what I'm saying? This is a reflection upon the God creature. It's telling Moses. If you're a Christian out there and you're like, oh, abortion's bad, save the fetus. Well, God didn't really feel the same way. The Lord said to Moses, speak to the Israelites and say to them, if a man's wife goes astray and is unfaithful to him, so that another man has sexual relations with her, and this is hidden from the husband, and her impurity is undetected, since there is no witness against her and she has not been caught in the act. What the fuck, man? It's going a long ways to really go, you know what? No matter what, if the guy just suspects, even vaguely concerned, that his wife has cheated on him. It goes on, in fact. Hold on, let me finish. And this is hidden from her husband, and her impurity is undetected, since there is no witness against her, and she has not been caught in the act. And then verse 14, and if feelings of jealousy come over her husband, and he suspects his wife, and she is impure. I mean, just, he goes on. Let me just finish before I bitch about how much it goes on. Or if he is jealous and suspects her, even though she is not impure. So it's like not on Tuesdays, every day except for Tuesdays. And then, of course, on Tuesdays, you can also do it, but not. Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things. Anyway, so wife is impure. Or if he's jealous and suspects her, even though she is not impure. Then he is to take his wife to the priest. That's the funny part. Here comes the less than funny part. If funny were over here, this would be like over here on the less than funny part. Why do people believe this shit? Anyway, carry on. Shut up, Chris. Then he is to take his wife to the priest. Of course, the priest is always wonderful and holy. He must also take an offering of 1/10 of an ephah of barley flour on her behalf. Okay, so he's got to take some barley flour on her behalf. Then he is to take, wait. He must not pour olive oil on it or put incense on it, because the priests are going to get it and they don't want you fucking it up. They want to be able to use it for its purpose. And if you do that, then it'll fuck it up. So don't do that. Because it's all a scam. Remember, I've talked about it a long time. This is a scam. This is, oh, hey, look, if you think your wife, if you think she's been unfaithful, bring us barley and we will do this for you. Anyway, here we go. Let me go on. He must not pour olive oil on it, or pour incense on it, because it is a grain offering for jealousy. Grain offering, right? It's grain. You don't want to fuck it up. A reminder offering to draw attention to wrongdoing. Yeah, I guess it could have been anything, a dove, whatever. Anyway, moving on. Verse 16. Are you with me, guys? Hold on. Ooh, bear with me, my friends. Verse 16. The priest shall bring her and have her stand before the Lord. Then he shall take some holy water in a clay jar. The priest, of course. Not the Lord. That would be awkward. Like, why are you doing that? You got people, man. Get your people to do that. Anyway, moving on. Then he shall take some holy water in a clay jar and put some dust from the tabernacle floor into the water. Okay. After the priest has had the woman stand before the Lord, he shall loosen her hair and place in her hands the reminder offering, the grain offering for jealousy, while he himself holds the bitter water that brings a curse. A curse, like magic, you know, like witches and spells and hexes. I know, it's funny. I don't know why it's funny this morning. I think it's funny. Anyway, moving on. So then the priest shall put the woman on. Okay, there we go. So the bitter water that brings a curse. Here we go. Then the priest shall put the woman under oath and say to her, if no other man has had sexual relations with you and you have not gone astray and become impure, obviously, while married to your husband, may this bitter water that brings a curse not harm you. But if you have gone astray while married to your husband and you have made yourself impure by having sexual relations with a man other than yourself, here the priest is to put the woman under this curse. May the Lord cause you to become a curse among your people when he makes your womb miscarry and your abdomen swell. May this water that brings a curse enter your bodies so that your abdomen swells or your womb miscarries. So, I mean, it kind of goes on. I mean, you essentially do what it says. Well, I guess I could read it. I don't want anybody thinking I'm taking it out of context. The priest is to write these curses on a scroll and then wash them off into the bitter water. He makes the woman drink the bitter water that brings a curse, and this water that brings a curse and causes bitter suffering will enter her. The priest is to take from her hands the grain offering for jealousy. We saw that coming, didn't we? Wave it before the Lord and bring it to the altar. The priest is then to take a handful of the grain offering as a memorial offering and burn it on the altar. But wait. After that, he is to have the woman drink the water. If she has made herself impure and been unfaithful to her husband, this will be the result. When she is made to drink the water, that brings a curse and causes bitter suffering. It will enter her, her abdomen will swell, and her womb will miscarry, and she will become a curse. If, however, the woman has not made herself impure, but is clean, she will be cleared of guilt and will be able to have children. This, then, is the law of jealousy. When a woman goes astray and makes herself impure while married to her husband, or when feelings of jealousy come over a man, just if you feel jealous about it, because he suspects his wife, the priest is to have her stand before the Lord and is to apply this entire law to her. The husband will be innocent of any wrongdoings. Oh, shit. But the woman will bear the consequences of her sin. Okay, so let's talk about that. That is essentially abortion. That is God saying essentially, if the husband If the husband has been betrayed and the father does not belong, is not right, obviously the woman cheated, then we're going to abort that baby. That baby will not be born. It will be destroyed in the womb. Abortion. Abortion is okay according to the Bible, prescribed by God to Moses, the bitch who spread the waters. Remember, we talk about this all. Moses, everybody loves Moses, but you don't know shit about Moses. Yes, he split the waters, but he also murdered children, pregnant women, stuff like that. Now, let's talk about this. What we've got here. There's a couple of things that could happen. We know, oh wait, I missed a super chat earlier. Let me just catch that up real quick. Lot fan funding. Let's see, who was that wonderful person? That was Secular Feelings for $5 says, why is it that if you donate 1 kidney, people love you, but if you donate 5 kidneys, they call the police? That's a great question. I mean, nosy people, right? Mind their own business is all I'm saying. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Too skinny to be fat for $10 says, I told my Christian mother today why I praise the thing that was used for pain and slow death on the cross. If your Jesus is real, you think the thing he would want to see is death. You think the thing he would want to see is his death? Right? That's true. And the whole cross thing, man, just imagine being Jesus and seeing fucking crosses everywhere. I mean, that'd be terribly traumatic. Thank you for the $5 or $10 super chat. Okay, so here's what we've got going on with this bitter water thing. Okay. One of two things is going to happen. Now, this will vary, of course, right? I'll explain why. Either there's nothing in the water, it's just water, and nothing happens. The woman does not have an abortion because there's no power there, right? It's just no power there. There's no power there. So she drinks the water, she goes on, she has the baby. Everything's fine, right? Cool. Or where is the holy water coming from? What's in the temple dirt? If there's some kind of contaminant in there that could cause a problem with the baby, then now the reason why I say it varies is because obviously that's going to vary from temple to temple, from place to place to place, right? So I'm not going to think that's really a thing. I'm going to think there's no power there. That whenever they drink this from place to place to place, there is no power there, and nothing will happen, right? That's cool. So even if she has cheated on her husband, nothing happens because there's no power there, right? It's some dude mixing dirt and some water. Am I right? Am I right? There's no power there. But what was it? What was the infant mortality rate? What was the pregnancy miscarriage rate of women back in the desert, back in the ancient Middle East? I don't know, but it's probably a pretty good number. I would suspect it's a pretty good number. So here's a thought, bear with me. If by chance she drank bitter water because her husband suspected her and later had an abortion, would he link that to her? Could he link that to her? Not an abortion, I mean a miscarriage. Pardon me. If she has a miscarriage somewhere along the way, can he go, oh, that it miscarried, therefore it must be the bitter water talking and you have been unfaithful to me? Is that possible? Is that likely? I think that sounds likely. Because just the sheer rate of women who had miscarriages back in the day, and you take, it sure seems like there would be women who are accused of being unfaithful to their husbands who are not unfaithful to their husbands. Today, that might be bad. She might lose the children in custody. She might not get the house or whatever happens in divorce nowadays. I don't know how it goes nowadays. But she might not get that. No, that's not what happens back then, is it? What happened to an unfaithful wife back then? Anybody? This God creature, their laws, the laws that they required death for things like that. Yeah. So back then it would have been very unfortunate for her had she had a miscarriage after taking the bitter water test, no matter what, because at that point it could be claimed that she was unfaithful. So this whole, there's a lot to unpack here. First of all, let's see. So, nothing. Okay. There's a lot going on here. It's either nothing, could be nothing. How many women out there cheated on their husbands, right? And they're all manner of prego. They're just manner of prego with Ahmed instead of Abu's child. And they drink the bitter water and they go on and have the baby and nothing happens. Right? Probably happened a lot, I would suspect, maybe, if they cheated a lot. I don't know if the women were infidelis so much as the men were insecure-ish so much. You know what I mean? I don't know. It just seems really odd that when you live in a society where the punishment for such things is death, I mean, loss of your hand. I mean, these are serious punishments, not oh, hey, you're going to lose the car in a divorce. I mean, it's serious. It just seems that it's something that they would be less likely to do. I could be wrong. Let's see here, though. But this is essentially the topic of today's show. I mean, God does not condone abortion. He gives instructions on how to do it. He prescribes it as a medication. God prescribes abortion as a medication. Now, of course, we as atheists or whatever, we don't believe it works. It wasn't nothing, but you see the attempt, right? And, really, whenever you go and read what it's all about, let's go up here and what happens. Hold on a second. I mean, he takes water and he pours holy water in a jar and dust from the tabernacle floor. And then he has the woman stand before the priests, loosens her hands, places grain in her hand, and then makes her drink the bitter water. This sounds like right out of a ritualistic, right out of a kind of like a horror movie for devil worshippers, doesn't it? I mean, it's kind of the way they do all this. I don't know. These people. Coffee Town Atheist. Good morning, Coffee Town Atheist. The memory burner, are you saying Jesus is coming back? Like, he owes me $5. I'm waiting. Oh, you mean that Jesus? Sorry, he ain't coming back. He is not coming back. Look, and really, the memory burner, I appreciate you. I do. I was a Christian once. I see through my eyes. You know what I mean? I know I am real. I am here for a reason. There's got to be a reason why I am here. There must be purpose. Right? I'm consciousness. I am. Right? And so are you. You are. And that's part of the problem. You are. You are you. You're aware, you're conscious, all of these things. And there's got to be a higher meaning, right? There's got to be something bigger than you. There's got to be something. Now, the question, I guess, really is that something real or just in your head? And does it care about you at all? Would it care about you? Why would it care about you? There's a lot to go on here. Let me read your comment. Do you think when Jesus returns, he's just going to be some random guy on the street? It kind of actually says that somewhere, doesn't it? I don't remember where, but it says somewhere that the Lord will test his people. He'll send some people. There'll be a poor person. Will you let them in your home? Will you feed them? And then at the end of the day, you find out that was the Lord. There's a story about that somewhere in there. But I don't know. I don't think he's going to come back, but maybe. He's returning in his full glory. It will be unmistakable when it happens. And see, I have to agree with you there, at least, memory burner. And here's why I say that, because oftentimes whenever I say he ain't coming back, actually, he said he was going to come back within the lifetime of the people who were standing there with him at that moment. That was not true. Oopsie. We would know, wouldn't we? Because they would be unmistakable. He would have wiped out everybody who wasn't a Christian, like he says he's going to in Matthew 24, 23, 13, Matthew 13, right? So, if he comes back, but he didn't, obviously. And then they said, oh, when the second temple fell, that's when he came back, and we're all just waiting for, I don't know what the fuck you're waiting for now if you're a Christian and you think he came back at the fall of the second temple or the first temple, or whichever one. 70 AD. No, he didn't. No, he didn't return. No. Did not return, did not overthrow the Romans, nothing, none of that business. Did not come back and destroy everybody in flaming glory with his angels. None of that business. The Son of Man with his angels, right, will cast all of those who do evil and who are wicked into a burning furnace. That's a lot of people. And we would know if that had happened. I'm just saying. Clutch Films 24, so to speak. Oh, yeah. Let's see what you have to say. The devils are the humans who are using the Pokemons. Oh. For a while. Keep it on a down low, man. We sing that shit out loud. They'll get you. They'll get you. Let's see. Tommy J. Good morning, Tommy J. Is Tommy J here? Good morning, Tommy J. What kind of offense have you committed today? Let's see. I want to pin this right here because that's, let's see. Tommy J, thank you for your insight truth to talk about these topics from Melbourne, Australia. Hey, welcome, Tommy J. Thank you for that. Yeah, these are my thoughts. I cray. Really, what I do here, Tommy, since you're new, my mission is to bring as many Christians away from their hate faith as I can. And I do that by exposing their own religion to them because they've been lied to and indoctrinated all their life. They have no idea about many of these things. Most of them think I'm lying. And that's why I point out the whole scripture. I'm like, here, go. Like earlier, I said, Jesus is going to come back murdering billions of people. Well, he did say so. And that is in, I'm pretty sure it's Matthew 13, right, guys? I talk about this all the time. Let's go Gospels, Matthew. Why before you do that? Why don't you just, I don't like this new program. I'm going to, damn it. I think I know where it is, though. Matthew 13. No, son of a gun. It is, oh, there we go. Also, there's another one, you know, that one where they're talking about how God protects the little children, and he talks about hurting you if you're cause the little children to stumble. Jesus doesn't like pedophiles. Well, he actually wasn't talking about children. He was talking about, oh, I'm in Mark. What the fuck are you doing in Mark? Pardon my French. I wonder if French people ever get insulted when we say that. I'm supposed to be in Matthew 13. Right, Matthew 13. So here it is. This is an example. I said earlier, Jesus says he's going to come back and murder billions of people. Matthew chapter 13, words of Jesus, the red letters. 13, 41 and 42, the Son of Man. He's talking about himself in the third person because weird people do that shit. The Son of Man will send out his angels and they will weed out of his kingdom everything that causes sin and all who do evil. They will throw them into the blazing furnace where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Who are those who do evil and who cause sin? Evil and sin are simply not believing in Jesus, not believing the correct way. I mean, sin is just an opinion of their God creature, right? So even Jesus says, not all who call my name will be answered. Not everybody who reaches out for me will be received, right? Because you're doing it wrong. And most of the Christians who come in here like, that Christian ain't doing it right. If they believe in a burning hell, well, they're not right Christians. They all think they're all wrong. And in fact, it says it twice, by the way. Matthew 13, 47 and 40 through 50, it says it again. This is how it will be at the end of the age. Angels will come and separate the wicked from the righteous and throw them into the blazing furnace where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Jesus and his angels murdering billions of people with a B by throwing them into fire. And this is him talking about, allegedly, I think, what's supposed to happen in Revelation. So, but Jesus, meek and mild Jesus, he would never hurt anybody. Jesus is God. Oh, really? Jesus is God. Well, let me show you right here where Jesus is commanding people, if Jesus is God, Jesus is commanding people to murder pregnant women. That would be like abortion by the sword, wouldn't it? That's Jesus, isn't it? They don't like hearing that part. Let me go down here. But against principalities, there's a lot of words going on here. Ravadil, good morning, Ravadil. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Zerion, such a loving religion. I know, right? Goodness gracious. Who is swine? Do we have swine here? Let's see. The memory burner. True, don't cast pearls before swine. It's cute. Let me finish. Memory burner said earlier, as an atheist, how can you prove other minds exist? For all you know, you exist as snail forever dream. Yeah. So that's your boundary? I mean, I'm here. I could come over and slap the piss out of you. Probably not, because I'm old and you'd beat my ass like a 9-year-old girl. But that's okay. I am real. I could very much prove to you I'm real. Very much so. Couldn't I? Couldn't I? I mean, really, you know, we had that conversation about I'm aware, I'm me, I see through my eyes, therefore I'm. But have you ever wondered the question, am I the only one that does that? Is this all just for me? Is this all just for my entertainment? Or do other people also have the same experience? We all have minds, I think. Most of us have various degrees. Anyway, we have minds. We do think. And obviously, we do. Yeah, it is a lot easier, my friend, for me to prove to you that I have a mind. I mean, if you can sit here and speak to me and not know that I have a mind, you have problems. I mean, problems. I don't know how to explain any better than that, but yeah, I mean, but where's your God creature? Is it speaking to you now? Is it in the room with you now? When you hear God creature talking to you, Jesus or whichever one, or both, I guess, do you feel special? Make you feel special inside, knowing that Jesus talks to you, listens to you, loves you, ignores the prayers of all those little raped children by the priest. Ignore those prayers. Oh, Jesus, please help me. But you're cool. Jesus loves you. Jesus interfered in your life to make it better, didn't he? Because you're special. You see through your eyes. You are real, right? And we're not.
Flanagan!
Yes, sir. Very disturbing, I know.
Fetch me Father Flanagan.
Your Highness.
You are in the presence of His Holiness, the Pupius Maximus, guardian of the sacred fire hydrant, defender of the holy tennis ball, and eater of the golden kibble, Pup Oliver Puxala the Fifth.
Your popedom. I heard you have a bone to pick with me.
Condoms, Father Flanagan?
No, thank you. I've got plenty.
That's what I mean. Why are you selling condoms?
Oh, you mean our Pharaoh Sombrero line of condoms? Understood.
You know how we feel about those around here.
Well, they're not to be used by the Catholics, of course.
Not fit for Catholics?
No, they're part of our Sinner Gonna Sin lack of faith outreach program.
A sinner gonna what?
It's like getting the tithe, but from the heretics and the heathens and the atheists.
Oh, well, when you put it like that.
But, Your Highness, this will reflect very poorly on the church.
True. You know what this means, Flanagan?
Warning label, a warning label on the box, not for Catholics in big letters.
Too subtle.
Instant purgatory if used by Catholics.
I like it. Divine branding.
Excellent, your popedom. Would there be anything else?
That will be all. You may leave.
All right, so we're back. My bot doesn't really have any teeth. It'll say, hey man, you've done bad. I've banned you, but it actually can't, I don't think yet. I tried to get it to this morning. I did a test, and thankfully we've got this individual in the chat. And it tested it and it didn't work. He's still here because it didn't ban him, even though it said it banned him. So I'm just going to do this. I'm going to try this once because sometimes, maybe people, I'm going to ask you nicely as I can, the memory burner, to please quit with the translers. R-word, translers, stuff like that. Please don't do that. I ask nicely. I'm an old guy. These things, they don't bother me when I see them, but I've learned about them and I've adjusted because of society and the way things are and how people need to be treated. And so they don't bother me, but I understand and I sympathize and I try to be a better person and at least understand other people's plight. So I'm going to ask you nicely, and that's cool. If you will please not do those things. If you do them again, though, I will permanently ban you from the channel. The bot cannot, but I can. I really can. right? I mean, I don't want to be that way. I don't want to be that way, right? You want to be here and continue to insult me and call me an old douchebag and tell me I don't know what I'm talking about and prove me wrong. You want to prove me wrong, right? When I say something stupid, damn, you're going to be here all fucking day. You know, that's a lifetime career right there. I'm just saying. So now I'm going to thusly go to the chat and see if you're being cool. I mean, you can be a dick. Just don't be that kind of dick, you know? Please. Por favor. S'il vous plaît. Let's see what happens. No hate like a Christian love, right, Flocky? God and Jesus are fictional characters. Good morning. They are. That would seem that way. Jesus is a fictional character. Even if it was a real person, it's like saying Spider-Man, the Stan Lee used to know a guy named Peter Parker. He was like a parkour dude, right? And he was really good at jumping around on buildings. He couldn't fly and do things out of it. He wasn't Spider-Man, but Spider-Man is based on him. See, Jesus could be that way. I could see that. Jesus may have been a real person and somebody turned him into Spider Jesus. I need to get the AI to create me an image of that. What's it going to give me? Is it going to give me Jesus in a Spider-Man suit or Jesus with fucking 8 legs? What's it going to do? Anyway, let's see. Let me just see. Memory burner, why? For more of it, how is it wrong to use those words? From my worldview, how is it wrong? Well, you don't understand. You don't understand how social constructs work. You don't understand how some people get offended by certain things in my worldview. You think just because I don't believe in a God, I don't understand these things? Or is it because you do believe in a God, you don't understand them? Are you incapable of understanding social constructs simply because you have a God? I don't understand why you're having such a hard time with this concept of, I mean, you know why. This whole in your worldview, that's Christian apologetics bullshit, by the way. When you say that in my worldview, you're just particles in motion. In your worldview, why is it wrong to kill somebody? In my worldview, is wrong because you get fucked up. It'll change your life. It's bad to kill people unless they need killing. The Bible says that, doesn't it? The Bible says you can kill somebody who breaks into your house, but only at night. Texas, though, they disagree. So I don't know. I haven't really been able to keep up. I'm going to look real quick and see if I can catch up and see if our friend is going to be okay. Spider Jesus. How did I say? Damn, Phil. Chris, did you get my direct message on Discord? You know, I got like all of them minutes ago because I don't really check Discord at all. Somebody said they were trying to join Discord and they hadn't been able to join. So I popped it up on that rare occasion that I popped it up. And I saw all your stuff. I don't normally check it. I saw it during the show, though, so I'll have to get back with you. Let's see if our friend here's understood. Why would your worldview? Okay, I'm just saying, see if that's changed anything. Beard of empathy. Okay, just checking. I mean, that is my worldview. That's why because it hurts people's feelings. According to my worldview, it hurts people's feelings. Yeah. I remember when I first came back into the community, back because I was here in 2019 out to 2020, shut down. I came back in 2024, August of 2024, and I used the T word. I'm going to forgive me. I'm old. Forgive me, anybody watching. The T word is tranny. I didn't know that. You may not know that, and that's why the only reason why I said it. I used it and somebody said, hey man, that's not right. We don't use that. That's a slur, because that's a slur that is used by people who hate them for no reason other than they are who they are. So I learned, I was like, oh shit, I don't want to do that. I don't want to hurt people's feelings. It's not what I want to be known for. I don't want to be that. I'm not, I want to be known for, anyway, it's complicated, but you know what I mean? Don't be a dick. Why would you hurt somebody's feelings just for that? Anyway, let me see what's going on. I love your beautiful Southern accent. Good morning, Sean. Gothic TV. Shawnee Gothic TV. Cool. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. I hope my accent helps me get a role later this month. I'm going to audition for the role of Colonel Mustard in Clue here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. The memory burner, I don't have an issue with you. I think you should repent. Cool. I appreciate you with the memory burner. At least if I haven't noticed any, I thank you if you've changed your, at least been courteous in here for our needs, which is very weird, isn't it? It's complicated. We live in a complicated society, obviously. But that's kind of the package, isn't it? I mean, that's kind of the deal. Why in my worldview is it wrong? I think I answered that quite well. Some people are out there trying to hurt other people. And if those people have to get hurt, that's okay. I'm okay with that. It's like saying Nazis who hurt people, well, yes, they need to be hurt because they're Nazis, right? But some people don't. They're not there to do it on purpose. You know, it's just the whole thing. Why is the memory burner ignoring you? Because we are awful. Well, that's kind of not wrong. Sotah, you say there would need some sort of eternal light to even create what? Who's they? Salty Namekin says, they say, who is they? Is it like, what is it? The Noah's Ark Foundation or whatever they're called, the Ark Encounter? Is it Ken Ham? Kent Hovine says there would have to be some eternal light. The scientist with a PhD in shoe leather that he has employed tells us, he's an expert, tells us that energy needs to come from the universe, has to have eternal life. That's cute. We recently, man, I wrote it down too. There's another thing where I saw another thing. Scientists are getting very close to recreating life. They've recreated artificial life at a point to where it will divide and replicate. I think I saw yesterday or some business. Man, these theists are just going to lose their shit whenever science does what they think only God can do. Let me kind of catch up. What's going on here? I haven't blocked anyone. Yeah. Could be just a chat going by fast. They call people like that mouth breathers. Let's see here. Okay, not too bad. Memory, you guys are doing okay. I'm just making sure, I'm just trying to make sure that we're just being cool in those ways. What I was kind of thinking was awkward and weird is like, hey, don't say words that hurt people. Coming from me. You stupid Christians. You're an idiot. You believe stupid things. What you have believed all your life, those cradle to now beliefs that your parents believed and your grandparents believed and everybody believed are shit. And you're a fucking idiot for still believing in them. But don't say bad words in my chat. You see where I'm at? I mean, I'm just, in my mind, I'm like, man, you can't. But we got to respect certain folk. You know? At the point now, the way it is, my channel respects those folk who need to be respected. The Christians are not those people. The gays and trans and anybody else who's under attack by Christians are the ones who need that. Gays and trans aren't under attack by Christians. Unless, of course, you're a married gay person going, oh no, I hope my marriage doesn't get annulled by the Christians when they push it up to the Supreme Court because it's now controlled by Christians. Oh no, they would never do that. You know, just like they would never overthrow Roe versus Wade. Never, ever happen. Never happen. Right? Were you a trans person in the military whenever the religious zealots from Christianity got into the office and took over our government and kicked all the trans people out of the military, lifetime careers destroyed? Because of religious bullshit, Christian religious bullshit. Were you one of those trans people? Why would you want to hurt someone who's already been something through like that? Why would you want to do that? I mean, it's just, I don't know. I really don't understand this notion of, wanting to hurt somebody that's not hurting anybody else. It's not doing anything else. It's just being themselves and not doing anything. I'm going after Christianity because Christianity hurts people. Christians hurt people. They do. And I can give you a whole list of reasons why. And if you don't know, then hang around. I'll get to them. But trans people, they don't hurt people. They don't hurt you. They don't got nothing to do with you. Half the time, you don't even know they're trans. But yeah, they're going to lose their career because... Part of the reason is because over the last decade or two, we have become more open in our society, more woke, if you will, right? So we've been telling people, come out. It's okay. You're welcome. Come on out. We will take care of you now. And you know what that ended up doing? It ended up just exposing all these people. And whenever the bad people took over, they had a list of names. Here's all the people that, you hate. Kick them out of the military. I mean, we meant well. I think we meant well.
Today's world is confusing, and there's too much information for one person to make sense of it all. Which credit card should I pay off first? Is non-fat milk good for me? Who should I vote for? Let's face it, if you can't figure out high-interest milk, then how can you be expected to make political decisions that influence a country of over 325 million people? Well, that's why there's fascism. Fascism is the political, social, and economic system for today's world. The Merriam-Webster Dictionary defines fascism as a political philosophy, movement, or regime that exalts a nation, and often race, above the individual, and that stands for a centralized autocratic government headed by a dictatorial leader, severe economic and social regimentation, and forcible suppression of the opposition. Choose this ideology and life will be easy. Did you ever look at someone who uses really big words and think, I wish those libs would just disappear? Well, under fascism, your dreams can come true. Under fascism, you won't have to worry about the pesky little things like brown people or atheists, or who in your country is entitled to basic human rights and who is not. Hint, hint, the answer is nobody. Yes, friends, this truly is the final solution you've been looking for. And if you're concerned if this form of authoritarianism will be up to your high standards, don't worry. American fascism will be the best fascism in the world because it's been endorsed by Jesus. So go out and destroy freedom and democracy by getting fascism today. Paid for by the Fascio-Conservative Party, formerly known as the GOP.
All right, we are back. Okay, so I got a couple of things. Man, Patriot of the West says that the damn show, Chris, a woman got arrested by 7 Ds and 3 uniforms in my apartment building today, and I have her dog. He just spent the last 30 seconds giving you a cuddle, and I gave him a pizza. Awesome. I love dogs. Dogs are my favorite people. As a matter of fact, Ollie here, our computer engineer, is at hand this morning. He is. He's ready. This is our computer engineer for the show. I know. Look at this guy. Do not give away free puppy yawns. Don't yawn. You got to charge them for that shit. Anyway, this is Ollie, and he's obviously, clearly he's a member of our show team. He takes care of the computer, all the graphics. He takes care of all the graphics. So that's Ollie Doggy. What I say about giving away the puppy yawns? No puppy yawns for free. You just can't be trusted. You give shit away for free. You see how that is? You just see how that is. Good morning, the not operator. So I love dogs, man. I got 5, not 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, but 5 dogs. Jack is the lights, Bailey's the scripty, Daisy's the sound. If you see me getting all yelling into my microphone, Daisy be coming up in my lap going, Papa, man, don't be yelling into the microphone. I got to take care of that shit. Dogs are my favorite people. Way to go, Patriot of the West, way to go. So we've got Mr. 9600, atheism is still dead, willful ignorance alive and well here. Are you talking about at your place? Is that what you're saying? Atheist, religious bullshit. I hope you stick around. Stick around for a little bit. I mean... And don't be a douche, just stick around, just hang out. Snappy one says, atheism has some merit, but wokeness and faggotry has none. Okay. You use it as a descriptor, and that's probably how you mean it. Other people take it as a slur, the faggotry. Who knows? Maybe you mean it as a slur. Who knows? People are shit. Anyway, but here's the deal. Wokeness... If you don't know, wokeness is about making sure everybody has an equal opportunity. Gay people have an equal opportunity. If you work at a job location, they can't discriminate against you because you're gay. That's what it's about, right? They can't discriminate against you if you're black. That's what woke is, making it to where people can't hurt you because of your race or your color or it's about equality. It's not about hurting white people. And that's what a lot of white people seem to think woke is. It's not. It's not taking good jobs from white people and giving them to black people. That's not the whole purpose of it. It's about equality. And you should learn about that. If you are a Christian and you believe all this Christian bullshit about loving people and taking care of people, you should be woke. Anyway, that's what woke is. I know it's probably been used for something else, but it's not. And as far as the faggotry part, I would ask you not to use those kind of slurs in my chat, please. again, that's one of those things that in our vernacular and everything, anyway, please. However, I just want to go back on that part. That is, your problem with homosexuals is almost certainly religious related. Is it religious related? Is it because your Bible told you to? Do you also hate shrimp? Do you cut the hair on the side of your head right here? Or do you let it grow and curl? Because in the same book that tells you that you're not supposed to lay with the man, it tells you you're not supposed to cut the hair on the side of your head. It tells you not to get a tattoo. You got any tattoos? Are you gay for tattoos? Are you a tattoo faggot? Oh, interesting. So I would ask you, please, not to use those slurs. And just remember, I would like to also mention, I would like to ask a question. I don't know if people ask this often. Are you a homosexual? Snappy one, if you're still here. Are you a homosexual? You either know you are or you know you're not, right? You're attracted to something. Or you're not, right? Could you make yourself attracted to something else? I mean, genuinely. If you're into big, beautiful women, could you make yourself into skinny women just because? Could you make yourself into skinny men? Hey, man, I like big, beautiful women, but I'm going to change because society tells me, and I'm going to start lusting after skinny men. You see where I'm going? I mean, can you change what you lust after? And so I think the answer is probably no. And so when you're hating on those people, you're just hating on people who are doing nothing more than embracing who they are and living the way they want to live. They're not going door to door with pamphlets, come to our church, our gay meeting. Right? At worst, your problem has been that the cross-dressing ladies are reading books to kids. I'm sorry, I'm just off the top of my head. You know, what are they called? I'm using the wrong phrase. It's not called that. It's called drag queens reading books to children. That's a big problem. Oh no, you can't have that. Crazy, isn't it? But whenever we have a problem with a woman getting raped or assaulted or any of that business in a bathroom, have you ever seen it be by a trans person? Ever? It may be by a man pretending to be a trans person, which is what a lot of the Christian people are telling you to watch out for. Oh, they don't really want to be women. They just pretended to be women so they can get in the bathroom with the girls. Well, no, genuine trans people are not. However, there are some males out there who would almost certainly, I have no doubt, do that. Not that they're trans, none of that business. So, but even still, with the trans people, that's even a step further than just embracing the what you are attracted to. If you can't change what you're attracted to. But there's also this who you are. You can't change who you are either. You are who you are. Sometimes the you who you are matches the you that's on the outside. And sometimes it don't. And it's that simple. And those people where it doesn't match, they sometimes strive to make it match. And they're just living their lives, doing the best they can. Pedaling just as fast as their tiny little feet will carry them, just like everybody else. And the last thing these people need is somebody being ugly to them for no other reason that they are who they are. Right? I mean, sorry, I kind of went off on a tangent, guys. I hope I'm just, anyway. So, Snappy, I'll let you go on with that. Let's see, crazy part, a lot of the trans service members were in high demand fields like medicine and technology, says as Alwise. That is true, Alwise. That very true. And also, isn't it weird and funny how these Christians who don't want trans people to compete against non-trans people because they'll be stronger and faster, be able to beat them. And for some reason, they don't want them in the military because they're weaker. Or why? That doesn't really make sense, does it? How they feel. No, it's really just about hurting trans people. And for those of you who are complaining and feel that the trans issue in sports is a large one, you really should go research the number of people who are trans in high school sports. You should go find out. I'm just saying that number is extremely low. It's a lot lower than you think it is. Bet you. Because of how much has been blown out by the Christians and their love. Hi, Carrie Ann. Good morning, God. Thank you for joining us. I noticed, is that a goddess? Oh, goodness, it's really small, but it looks like a very ancient goddess statue. I worship at the breast of the goddess. Let's see, Kelly. Okay, so apparently somebody's just coming in and we're talking about the miscarriage stuff. Let's see, John Jor 9111 says, I can prove God exists with one word. I'll bite. Let's see if Jor has given us that word since. And hi, Silva Fett. Good morning. Too skinny to be fat. Might have placed. Okay, first for a short race. You know, that's the whole deal. Sometimes I play, sometimes I don't play, and you can just fuck the hell off. Don't go away mad. Just go away. Thank you for your participation. Chef ORD says it kind of stinks. What stinks, Chef ORD? What stinks? Tell me. I gotta know. Carrie Ann says Venus of Waldendorf, one F of the oldest god. Oh yeah. One of the oldest goddesses. Very cool. Let's see here. There's another voice in town, and Christianity isn't the only one. I'm just catching up, seeing the outfall. The individual made an unfortunate, what they thought was probably a joke, and Chrissy, don't play that. Sometimes you get chances. Sometimes people, like individual earlier who used the word faggotry as a descriptor, which based on their age would be an appropriate term expressed based on, you know what I mean? There's a chance that person didn't mean it as ugly as it sounded. I can give that grace. Jor, when he said what he said, that was intentional. That was one time ugly. And he can go the fuck away. Let's see here. And you know what? Let's say it. We'll say it on the show. Because I'm suspecting individual was probably almost certainly a Christian, right? If he's got a problem with this sort of thing. So his joke was he can prove God exists with one word. And that one word was AIDS. What a horrific fucking thing to say. I mean, you know what you're saying there. That's not an accidental descriptor because I'm an old guy. It's not like somebody coming in and say, hey man, that's retarded, because we used to say that all the time, and it's no word, pardon me for saying the R word. You know what I mean? That's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. This guy knew. That was some powerful, ugly stuff. You know, I just kind of want to mention too, if I may, I'm not necessarily pro-gay or pro-trans. I'm a secular humanist, so by my understanding of that, which means everybody should be treated equally. So by that token, I am only really because they're under attack. I mean, I'm not against them by any means at all. It's just that the reason why I help them up is because they're under attack. I have nothing against them. You know, they're just under attack by Christianity, aren't they? Always? And for what? For living their own lives, doing their own boo. and they're under attack by other people who can't be bothered with just minding their own lives, who have to be minding other people's business. Right? Anyway, so I kind of went off about myself. Mr. Worm, what a name. Hallelujah, salvation and glory and power belong to our God, for his judgments are true and just. Okay. Thank you for, I guess, that. Mike Donegan, that's the Old Testament. Jesus made a new covenant. Okay, Mike, I'll do this real quick. You're right. Jesus made a new covenant. What is a covenant? A covenant is an agreement, is it not, Mike? A covenant is an agreement between you and your Lord. So the first covenant was between Abraham and Moses, but Abraham, and how you relate to your Lord. So Jesus did indeed create a new covenant with man, but it doesn't change what happened in the Old Testament. It doesn't change the face of God. It doesn't. So what happened in the Old Testament doesn't disappear. It's sort of like going, here's the deal. You get somebody moving into your neighbor's house, right? And you get this thing and they're like, well, Bob used to murder people and rape people, and he called down plagues on people, and he murdered the firstborn of everybody in Egypt, and then he had all these followers, and he treated them horribly, and then whenever they complained, he sent snakes to bite them and kill them because he's a really shitty person. And every time he engages with humans, it's just horrific. He is a horrible, horrible person. He's moving in next door to you. But hey, we've signed a new contract with this guy, which means, you know, he has to pay us $900 a month instead of $700 a month. And he can no longer put tinfoil on his windows. See how it changes the nature of the contract, but not the person you're in a contract with? You know, I hope you get that. I hope you get that, Mike. The new covenant does not change the nature of God. It doesn't. What Jesus is doing is like, hey, there's it. Now go through me to get to God creature. And if you don't go through me to get to God creature, then God creature's going to torment you forever. Jesus is just a doorman, letting you into either this place or that place. That's balls to bones, right? But that doesn't dismiss what happened in the Old Testament. It doesn't. Same people who want to use the prophecies. Jesus filled all the prophecies. Whenever you say, oh yeah, then if you like the Old Testament, then here's the place where Jesus is telling people to murder babies. If you think Jesus is God. Oh, no, that's the Old Testament. You just can't get away from it. You just can't. The Old Testament is there. Jesus taught from the Old Testament. He was a Jewish rabbi. Was he not? Was he not? He was. In Mark chapter 1, I love this story. He heals a leper and then tells the leper to go to the temple and with the priests make the proper sacrifice as commanded by the law of Moses. Go read it for yourself. Jesus was celebrating Passover. Jesus was a Jew. He was celebrating Passover for the Last Supper. The Last Supper, he was celebrating Passover, which means right up to the very, very end, Jesus was a Jew. Why are you not a Jew? Why don't you celebrate Passover? That's what the Last Supper was. Why don't you Christians celebrate Passover? Paul probably told you not to, right? Because Paul, Paul, that wacky Paul. Let's do this. Let's see, which one should we do now? What should we do today? Deathbed conversion Bibles. Yeah. Ghost-scented flesh candles, foreskin restoration kits. Were you circumcised at birth? Or did you change your faith for a woman and now she's gone? Or did your sister's lockjaw flare up at the worst possible time?
Guilty as charged.
Well, fear not, my wayward child. Introducing Father Flanagan's line of at-home foreskin restoration kits. It won't cost you an arm and a leg, just an eyelid. Testimonials are already coming in. Mike from Dallas, Texas writes, ever since I got my penis caught in the blender, I haven't felt like a real man, but now I'm back and intact. Thank you, Father Flanagan. Steve from Florida says, I didn't really want my foreskin back, but my wife insisted. We did it and, well, you should see the look on her face.
King Kelly writes, "Wow, getting my foreskin back literally doubled my length. After all these years, I can finally hold my heads high. Thank you, Father Flanagan." Father Flanagan's at-home foreskin restoration kits are part of our Tips for Tots and Adults community outreach program. Free eye patch and eye mister with each purchase. You can tell just by the look on his face whether he's packing or he's lacking. Microsurgery available for those extra small jobs. And in case you have any problems, Father Flanagan's highly trained medical staff are ready and waiting for your call.
Oh my God.
I've never seen so much blood.
Thank you, Father Flanagan.
Thank you, Father Flanagan.
Father Flanagan's line of at-home foreskin restoration kits. Coming to a Walmart near you. All right, so I do not take calls, by the way. Why would I take calls? We're not debating. I tell you what's in the Bible. I show you, oh, look how horrific this is. There's nothing to debate about it. You go, oh, no, that's not what it says. But that is what it says. Christians are the ones who tend to take things out of context. Peace on earth, right? Jesus is all about peace on earth. He loves everybody, doesn't he? But that's not what he said, did he? He said, I come not to bring peace on earth, but a sword. Interesting how Christians tend to do that. All right, so let me go over a few things I saw in the chat. Mr. 9600 says, well, atheism is willful ignorance. He's totally projection about his own Christianity. Let me get this out of the way. Chris, CHRY, or whatever, from our Judeo-Christian tradition comes the inherent dignity of each and every human being. Not true. Not true at all. You can go back and look through, like ancient Hindu society, Japanese society, all kinds of different societies that got by just fine without the stuff. And look what came with Christian Judeo. All the murder, the blood, the death, the killing. How many people were killed in the Christian Reformation wars? How many? Just that one alone? And you don't even know how many wars there were. You have no idea how many Christians have killed other Christians. Flockmaster, oh yeah, you sent a Venmo because Google. Oh, thank you, Flocky. I will get. I appreciate you. Thank you. I did see that. I actually saw the other one. Let me do these things though. So, please remember this. According to CHRY or CH_my, please remember this. Don't allow anyone to brainwash you and abuse you. You are a child of God. And see, you are perfect up until that very last part. You are a child of God. Don't let anybody abuse you. Don't let anybody brainwash you to believe there's a God, man. You are brainwashed. You have been programmed. You are the one. You just can't see it. We're on the outside going, dude, give me your hand. See reason, man. This is bullshit. You were indoctrinated at childhood. Almost certainly. Almost certainly. And you're probably afraid. You probably fear hell. You believe in hell. You got a nice little healthy fear of hell. You should get over it. Become a man. Grow up here. You'll be okay. Let me just go here. So you're the one that's brainwashed. Remember, you're literally in a cult. You know what a cult is, right? Christianity's just a bigger one. Leader's dead. The God creature had to learn, asked Whistlegun. Good morning, Whistlegun. Exactly. One of the things that gets me is how the God creature was like, regretted. The God creature regretted. That's right in the, chapter 6 of the Bible, he regretted. Wait, I thought you knew the beginning to the end, the front to the back. You regret something? Why would you do something you know you're going to regret? It doesn't make any sense. His whole story doesn't make it. Now, let me do this other one real quick. Mental illness. Since Ozzy Crosby may be talking about me, could be wrong. I might be talking about himself. Skywalker 297 says Judaism is a younger religion than Christianity. He was not Jewish, my friend. I hope you're kidding. Please, I hope you're kidding. I hope you're being kidding. I hope you're kidding. Please tell me you're kidding. Skywalker, man, tell me you're kidding, dude. Tell me you're kidding. I want to look and see if that was a joke. I want to see if that's got to be a joke, man. It's got to be a joke. Please be a joke. Please be a joke. Please be a joke. Please be a joke. Skywalker. Oh, man, it's not a joke. Atheism and nihilism are religions as well. No, they're not. Let's see here. Going back. All men idolize is up to man who he looks up to. Use that same example, but with a drug addict. Sure, just let them spoken like a true apple. We're kind of beyond. I'm not sure. I could be attracted to drugs. Does not make it right. You can change. Oh, I see what you're saying. See what you're saying? It's not the same. You're trying to compare drug addiction to sexuality, to people's sexual attraction. That's not the same. It's not the same. It's a bad comparison. It's an unfortunate comparison. Yeah. And by the way, even if you wanted to make that comparison, even if you wanted to make that comparison, that would almost be an argument for my side because it's so hard. It destroys their lives. Some of them, it just outright kills them. It just destroys them absolutely. So yeah, it's... let's see here. You only talk negative towards Christians. Very suspicious. Nothing to see here. Actually, you said that like an hour ago and you're still fucking here. Let's see here. Neither that guy. Judaism is younger than religion. I hope you're kidding. No, maybe you may not. You're not kidding. Maybe you're not kidding. And okay, then if you're not kidding, biblical scholars who are theists, who are religious biblical scholars, tend to think that the Old Testament, the books of the Old Testament, were written about like 12 to 1600 years BCE. Or BC, before Christ, before the Common Era. So the books of the Old Testament were, according to religious scholars, 12 to 1600, maybe even further, a lot further even. Actual real scientists and real scholars pin them in all of them about 500 to 600 years. Let me pull up my notes here and see what it is. The real scholars have them at a different age. And you can go look for yourself. You gotta believe me. What I do is when I made my notes here, I made an estimation of when they were written. Mark my notes. I hate you. Okay, so estimated. The book of Genesis, which is the first book of the Jews, the first 5 books. I really call it something. I don't really focus on their stuff anyway. Yeah, book of Genesis, 450 BCE, 400 years before Jesus. Exodus, 600 BCE. Leviticus, 550 BCE. Numbers, 500 BCE. 2 Kings, 550 BCE. Now, this is all, around, you know what I mean, around circa, if you will, if you went to school. Ezekiel, 600 BCE. Deuteronomy, 622. You know what I mean? So all about around in there. So, but Christianity is older, and Jesus was indeed a Jewish rabbi. He was a Jewish rabbi. He taught Jewish people. Maybe you were kidding. I don't know. It hurt my brain. It did hurt my brain. I was like, yeah, you can't really believe that. In the name of Jesus, your mockery will be visited upon you soon. Mr. Worm. That's a threat. It's a threat. What a cowardly little thing to do. In the name of Jesus. I mean, it's like you're actually praying a whip on us. You're praying for us to be beaten. In the name of Jesus, your mockery will be visited on you soon. Really? I think you got a lot to learn, apparently. I'm just looking to see if you were the one. Paradin, what an interesting name. It's got 2 R's. Would it be Paradin? Then in that case, it would be Peroden. Good morning. Saying the Bible is worthless is extremely ignorant and proves your hatred. Logical atheists see the Bible has much to offer. You're speaking for logical atheists. You are. You're speaking for them. Yeah. Okay. Got that. I got a couple things. First of all, I didn't say it was worthless. Did I say the Bible was worthless? I use the Bible all the time. I use it every day. I used it just a minute ago. It's quite handy, in fact. Very handy. Weren't you listening? It's very handy for me proving how disgusting your religion is. Very handy. You just don't know it. Most of you don't know it. Anyway, so saying the Bible is worthless is extremely ignorant and proves your hatred. Okay. Logical. Okay. I think Bible is much to offer. Gotcha. Okay. Moving on. The Bible is less than is supposed to be than with an A. Then is like a tense thing, like a time thing. Now and then with an E, and then is an other thing or an or thing, like now, then. I'd rather do it now than later kind of thing. Anyway, let me visit with you here. Good morning, native atheists. Thank you for joining us. Let's see. But you atheists always devolve into acting like 5-year-old children who can't tolerate somebody thinking differently than them. Never use logical arguments, never argue good faith, just childlike hate. I mean, did you copy and paste that from somewhere? Do you actually, anyway. Let's see here. Again, most of my arguments come right out of your Bible. Mr. Worm, Big Worm says Jesus is God. Is Jesus God, Big Worm? Oh, it was Skywalking. Skywalking was the one. I'm sorry. It was not 1,000 Apologies to Paradin or the other guy. It was Skywalking who said Judaism was newer than Christianity. Yes, misunderstanding. If you buy a Hebrew servant, he is to serve you for 6 years, but in the 7th year he shall go free without paying anything, unless he got married and had a wife and child while he was under your servitude. If he did, those slaves cannot go with him. They must stay there. In order to stay with him, he has to commit to being a slave. And they have a ritual for that where they puncture his ear and give him a special earring. Did you read the rest of that? You did read the rest of that, right? Isn't it bad, though? Isn't it odd enough to you that your God creature is teaching people, giving instructions, writing it down? Here's the manual on how to have slaves. Who's more moral? Your God creature? Is it moral? Do you think owning slaves is moral? Are you a Christian out there, Mr. Worm? Would you own a slave right now? Would you own a slave? Would you think it's moral to own a slave? You may not know this. I'm going to think probably not. You may not know this, but God creature, multiple times in the Bible, gave his own people into slavery to other people who did not worship him and that he often warred with or whatever. The Amalekites, I think he even gave them into, and everybody knows how they hated the Amalekites. He gave his people into slavery several times, probably 8, 10 times, sometimes for 30 years, 40 years, entire generations. Go read the Bible. Look for it and ask the, I think it's mostly in Judges, but go ask an AI, go ask your chat. Did God give or allow or sell his own people into slavery? The answer will be yes. Point 1. Point 2, as we were previously talking about, the same God creature also teaches those same people how to have their own slaves. Not only does he give them into slavery, he teaches them how to manage and treat their slaves. That's God creature. God creature did that. You up for slavery? Slavery cool for you? And don't be going bond slavery bullshit. You know it wasn't bond slavery. It's fucking chattel slavery. With the new covenant, right? Are you squirming under that new covenant? Are you ready to talk about the new covenant? What did Jesus say about slaves? Jesus said, slaves, obey your masters. Obey your earthly masters as you would your Lord in heaven. Did he not? Or something. I'm paraphrasing, right? Didn't Jesus say that? Jesus used slavery as a metaphor for the relationship between followers of God and God. When he talked about a slave who knows he has done wrong, did wrong on purpose, shall be beaten with many blows. But the slave who did wrong and did not know he was doing wrong shall be beaten with few blows. This is Jesus talking metaphorically, using slavery and beating your slaves as a metaphor. Now, of course, obviously you don't want to trust me because I am the serpent. I'm telling you the truth when your God creature's lying to you. So you don't want to listen to me. Go look for yourself. Look for yourself. It's not the old days where I can't find that in the Bible. You got an old-fashioned Bible with a bunch of pages and you got to thumb through. No. Go look for yourself. Go into the chat and say, hey, chat, when did Jesus use slavery as a metaphor? And go find out for yourself that Jesus condoned not just having slaves, but beating slaves. And not just beating slaves, but beating innocent slaves. Jesus, the Lamb, meek and mild. Let's do this one.
Flanagan!
Yes, sir. Very disturbing, I know.
Fetch me Father Flanagan.
Your Highness.
You are in the presence of His Holiness, the Pupius Maximus, guardian of the sacred fire hydrant, defender of the holy tennis ball, and eater of the golden kibble, Pup Oliver Hoopsalot the Fifth.
Your Popedom. I heard you have a bone to pick with me.
Condoms, Father Flanagan?
No, thank you. I've got plenty.
That's what I mean. Why are you selling condoms?
Oh, you mean our Pharaoh Sombrero line of condoms? Understood.
You know how we feel about those around here.
Well, they're not to be used by the Catholics, of course.
Not for Catholics?
No, they're part of our Sinner Gonna Sin lack of faith outreach program.
A sinner gonna what?
It's like getting the tithe, but from the heretics and the heathens and the atheists.
Oh, well, when you put it like that.
But, Your Highness, this will reflect very poorly on the church.
True. You know what this means, Flanagan?
Warning label, a warning label on the box, not for Catholics in big letters.
Too subtle.
Instant purgatory if used by Catholics.
I like it. Divine branding.
Excellent, Your Popedom. Will there be anything else?
That will be all. You may leave.
All right, so we're back. I like the garden story, the Garden of Gethsemane, skywalking. That's one of my favorites. Oh, I love that. That's good stuff. Mr. Worm pointed out that the word, in fact, is doulos. Thank you, Mr. Worm. I very much appreciate that. What we're talking about, in case you're curious, is whenever Jesus said, beat your slaves. Yeah, so what he did was he went back and checked my work to make sure. What Jesus actually said was doulos, which doesn't mean slave. It means bond. I'm sorry, no, that's not right. That's not right, is it? It's ancient Greek for slave. That's what it is. You did go look that up, right? Right. So yes, Jesus did use the word doulos, or at least the writers of the book of Matthew used the word doulos. So they were talking about slaves, whomever that was. So yeah, Jesus, slaves, using slaves. Interesting. Using slavery as an example for the best. Now, how many of you Christians out there, I mean, why would you even deny this at all? Why deny it? Are you ready for this? Don't deny it. Are you a slave to Jesus? Don't deny Jesus here in my chat. Huh. Are you a slave to Jesus? Or are you a bondsman to Jesus? You can just quit and walk out anytime you want to. Please let me know in the chat. You can just quit anytime, no harm, no foul, and just go get your belongings and piss off because you're a bond slave. Is that how it is? Or are you a chattel slave to Jesus? Yep, Mr. Worm, slave. Have you ever considered maybe seeing a dominatrix? Or just a dom, you know? I mean, you've been bashing on gay people, so you're probably gay secretly. So, maybe that. Let's see, self-flagellation. Yeah. Slavery is never ideal. My wife is into BDSM. What's her boyfriend into? Sorry, Mr. Wormus. Sometimes things come into my brain. That's funny. It's just funny, you know? You forgive me. That's awesome. So you're a grown person. Wait a sec. So you're a grown person. You have a wife, you got like hair on your testicles and like have a driver's license and stuff. And you still believe in this God creature. Like Uber Santa Claus. I mean, you type like almost a smart person. You even capitalize your eyes. That's kind of unusual for your group. Just playing. Abortion ritual is crazy shit. Is it not? El Alonzo, good morning. It's been a while since I've seen you. I hope everything is going fantastic. Mr. Worm, these guys are more focused on grammar. Well, you know, the thing about dealing with intelligent people, which is who you deal with whenever you generally deal with the secular community, is that we can be focused on grammar and what you say as well. Not only can we point out that what you say is horrific, but you really say it in a stupid way too, because we're that smart. I'm in a mood. I know, right? It didn't take any of them in no time at all. I'm a slave. And Skywalk, and listen, check it out, man. As far as my Garden of Gethsemane, man, I love that story because Jesus was hiding like a coward. This is how I always tell it. Hiding like a coward. Go look it up yourself. He was hiding like a coward. Why would Judas have to go personally kiss him, go grab him and say, this is the guy? Why? Why would he have to do that? Use your reason, Leonidas. Use your reason. Why would he have to do that? Why would Judas have to go up and personally kiss Jesus? Now, you may have this notion of Jesus being like a tall, white guy, kind of looks like me, but with blonde hair, not quite as studly, right? And he's all these little brown people who are Middle Eastern people, right? So it's easy to see who Jesus was when they, no. Jesus looked like all the rest of them. So whenever they went to get Jesus, they couldn't tell who he was. So they had to pay one of his people to identify him. Because he was hiding like a coward. Now, you might argue that Jesus went willingly, but he didn't go willingly. While he was hiding like a coward in the garden, he was literally begging God to make him not go, let him not go through with it. He wouldn't have gone through with it were it not for God going, nope, you got to go through with it. That's the whole point of him talking and praying to God, is asking God to not let him not make him go through with it. A couple of times, at least twice he does it. In that one setting, he doesn't want it. He's not willing. He's not willing. God makes him go through it. So Jesus was hiding in the garden like a coward. And then you're like, oh, Jesus went willingly when the Romans came. No, here's what happened. When the Romans came, they may have tried to put up a fight against the Romans. I don't know. But here's the deal. When the Romans came, they came in force to get Jesus. They came in force. It was not two Roman guys, you know, and a priest. No. It was a good deal of Romans. Here is your option. Jesus, you're in the garden. You're there. Your mother's there. Your family's there. Your brother's there. Your followers there. All your wonderful people are there. And you're all about to die. A horrible, merciful death at the sword of Romans right here, right now. Or you, Jesus, can go with us back to the palace and answer to the Pharisees. Your choice. So, did Jesus go willingly? Yeah, I guess, maybe. Or he would have died right then, right there. Blood in the sand. So yeah, he went, but only to save his own ass, to extend his life that much longer. Then, when Jesus gets to the palace, he's questioned by the priest, and he lies to the priest, lies his ass off, trying not to get convicted and executed. He says, no, I didn't teach anywhere but the temple and the synagogue, only where Jews, remember Jews, because he's Jewish, Skywalker person. Only where Jews gather, where all the Jews gather, only where all the Jews gather did I teach, and I never taught in secret. And since Jesus, the whole parables is a secret. You know, almost all of his ministry was in secret. Hey, I'm going to heal you. Don't tell anybody. Go look, read Mark chapter 1. Mark chapter 1, he heals that leper, and then he says, go to the temple and perform the sacrifices as per the law of Moses, and don't tell anyone. He does that all the time. Tells people not to tell anyone. Do it in secret. But whenever he was interrogated, he lied and said he didn't teach anything in secret. Never taught in secret. Why? because he's a coward. He'd been caught, and he was lying his ass off trying to get out. And here's kind of a thing. That would have been the perfect moment, would it have not, for him to go, hey, here I am. I am here to take over all the sins of mankind. Take me right now. Take me and execute me. I mean, sacrifice me. And that's all he could have done. Why didn't he say that? Why didn't he say that? They would have done it. They were Romans. They'd been like, all right, it's Tuesday. Let's go ahead and hang him up and let's get out of here. Right? I mean, they would have done it. Why didn't he? Really, to be honest, come on, friends, come on. He's the king of the who? The king of the Jews. Oh, yeah, he's a Jew. He's supposed to be a sacrifice. Why isn't he sacrificing himself at a temple with a priest, with prayers and rites and an altar? Why? He wasn't sacrificed at all. He was executed by the Romans. Interesting. Let's see here. Prophecy. You like prophecy? Interesting. Prophecy. I like prophetic movies and stuff. I like things. Have you ever watched Deep Space Nine? I really dig Deep Space Nine. In Deep Space Nine, there are these wormhole aliens, and they kind of see time a little differently. And Benjamin Sisko, there are prophecies about the emissary who will come later. Well, that's him, right? So there are prophecies that are being fulfilled throughout the show. And it's not God prophecies, it's prophets that are wormhole aliens. There are really only the gods for that planet. They don't give a shit about anybody else, really. Just for that planet. It's interesting. I dig it. It's cool. Let me go here. God literally tells us what is going to happen hundreds, thousands of years prior. No, he doesn't. He doesn't. Read Genesis chapter 16 or 15. 15 it is. Genesis chapter 15, whenever the Lord makes his covenant with Abraham. He tells Abraham, cut up some animals, put their body parts in a circle. And then he comes before Abraham as a burning fire pot. And he moves between the cut up pieces of dead animal. And he tells him, because you have done well, in 400 years, your descendants will own all the land from the other side of Egypt all the way to the other side of Persia. That never happened. It never happened. God tells Abraham, you're going to own all this land, your descendants, in 400 years will own all this land. Well, you know what? 400 years is come and gone. Many times over. And it never happened. That's a lie. God lied to Abraham. So there's a prophecy not fulfilled. That's God creature. One of the first times, Abraham, the God of Abraham, told Abraham, in 400 years you will have this. And 400 years later, he did not. Go look at that. Go look that up. That's fun stuff. King of the Gentiles and the Jews. Actually, he didn't really care much for the Gentiles, did he? Remember that woman he called the dog? Actually, I think it was her sick daughter. She's like, my daughter is sick. She needs your help. And he's like, helping her would be like throwing food to the dogs that was meant for the children. And she's like, well, don't the dogs even get scraps from the food, the children's table? And he's like, well, since you've submitted yourself to me and called yourself a dog, I'll go ahead and heal your daughter. Meek and mild, loving and kind. What should I do to you guys? Let's do this. Sing along, and then we'll wrap it up.
Mi burrito es tan bueno. It burns when I pee. Abraham had the crotch cooties and gave his sister wife to me. El ataco bueno. It stings like a bee. They told me she was his sister. Now I'm plagued between the knees. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse. There's fire between my legs. Mi burrito está no bueno. A full bladder I fear. Abraham's lies and Sarai's touch have left me itching front to rear. Mi burrito está bueno, it burns when I pee. Abraham had the crotch cooties and gave his sister wife to me. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs. Mi burrito está no bueno, a full bladder I fear. Abraham's lies and Sarai's touch have left me itching front to rear. Mi burrito está no bueno, it burns when I pee. Abraham had the crotch cooties and gave his sister wife to me. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs.
All right, we are back. I think we got some people talking about some prophecies that Jesus didn't fulfill. There's that one I really like. It's from the Old Testament. It talks about how Jesus had stripes on his back from being whipped by the Romans. And that echoed what had been said in the Old Testament about how the Lord would come back and you would know him by his stripes. Wait a second. That's not what happened. No, in the Old Testament, it's just some guy. There was a thief who got caught and got beat with a whip and he got stripes. Has nothing to do with Jesus. Nothing at all to do with Jesus. Nothing. But because that guy got whipped and Jesus got whipped, they try to jam in there that that's a prophecy fulfilled. You see? You see how that works? Go look it up. There's another one. And I'm just vague because I'm not terribly good on the Jewish prophecies or ancient Christian prophecies. But there's another one that says the Messiah would be dead for 3 days and then rise and blah, blah, blah. Right? That's why Jesus is dead. I mean, that's why he fulfilled that prophecy by being dead for 3 days. Clearly. Didn't he? Let's see. Friday late afternoon to Saturday late afternoon is a day. Saturday late afternoon to Sunday late afternoon is a day. But wait a second. Jesus died Sunday in the morning, maybe noonish. So it wasn't 3 days, was it? No, so he didn't even fulfill that prophecy. They say Friday to Sunday to make it sound Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but you're being misled. He didn't fulfill the prophecy. It was not 3 days. See? Lots of little lies. Then they raised the child up and said, the Lord will come and his name will be Emmanuel. Not Jesus of Nazareth with a mother named Mary and a brother named John. He didn't say that, Emmanuel. Now, some apologists will tell you, and listen, go check this out. They will tell you that Emmanuel on Tuesday when the sun is out, not when it's cloudy, but on Tuesday when the sun is out, and whenever you hold the Bible a certain way, and when you squint your left eye, Emmanuel means the Son of Lord, which obviously is Jesus. See what I mean? Why didn't the Old Testament just say Jesus of Nazareth? Why didn't he call him out by name if it was a prophecy? Interesting. Let's see. Voyager more, Mr. Worm. I understand. Voyager was good. It's toughy for me. I like what I love. What I love is the ending of Voyager. I think that was great. Better than Deep Space Nine, but the way it just all that, oh my God, we're all gonna die, we're all. And then here's the Voyager ship, but they all just kind of go on. That was really cool. Mr. Worms, you said you're using modern times. I think you're talking about how we judge people. We're judging God creature by what they did back then, and that's not fair because things back then were wrong or different, right? Things back there were different. So we should not judge God creature and Jesus and the heroes of the Bible for how they acted back then. It's okay that Abraham married his sister wife and gave her away to the Pharaoh. That's okay. It's okay that Abraham raped his wife's slave and then had a baby with that slave and then cast him out into the desert to die. These are all okay because things back then were different. Right? Your God knew better. He didn't know better. Your God didn't know any better back then. Okay, cool. So we should not judge them back then for how we think people should live now. And yet you expect us to live now how those bitches back then thought people should live. Think about that. We can't judge God for things that they did back then because it was wrong, but you're trying to make us live by and are judging us by the things they thought back then. Does that make sense to you? Anyway, let's see here. Stephanie Ryan really likes that song. A lot of people really like that song. Let's see here. Jewish people view days, even if they aren't a complete cycle of 24 hours. Yep. Yeah. I know what you mean. They're trying to, I know. You're just like the rest of the apologetics. Lie to yourself, kid. Lie to yourself. All right, I'm going to do our super chats real quick. Let's see our super chats here. Someday, though, you kind of almost seem smart. Someday you'll come to the light side. Maybe. But no, fear will keep you on the dark side. You will be a religious nutbag. The Muslim God changes his mind on politics month to month for priests to tell people what he wants. You know the Muslim God is the same God as the Christian God. You also know that Christian priests and pastors preach political points from the pulpit all the time here in the United States. I don't really see why the comparison. I don't understand why you're even mentioning that. But good morning, Dustin. All right, so let me do this. I was distracted. You guys are fantastic. Oh, I already read some of them there earlier. Too skinny to be fat for $10 says, I told my Christian mother today, why praise the thing that was used for pain and slow death on the cross? If your Jesus is real, you think the thing he wants to see was his death? Yeah, right, no doubt. Why would you wear a cross? Jesus comes back today and he sees the thing he was nailed upon viciously. That's what he wants to see. He doesn't want to see a lamb. You don't put a lamb on your thing. Nope. Maybe a dove. Nope. A torture device. A murder and torture device. Kinky. Say apropos for the Christians. I thank you for the $10 super chat. And then on our horizontal chat, Secular Fitness for $5 says, why is it that if you donate 1 kidney, people love you? If you donate 5 kidneys, they call the police. That is weird. I think it's selfish bastards. Why ask questions? They just prize all they do. Why you do you, boo, and don't mind me getting extra kidneys. Flockmeister for $2 says check Venmo and go. Oh yeah, fuck Google. All right, let's do this. I don't normally check Venmo very much. Let me do that, Mr. Flocky, and that was for $2 from Flockmeister, the Meister of Flockiness. Let me go over here. Venmo. Oh hey, look at that. I'm one of those don't log in terribly often, folk. You're not a robot, right? Well, may not be. I feel like you're judging me here. Click on the 2 characters that are partly blocked by a line. Oh, I see. I had to prove I was a human. You know what that's really doing, though? That's actually teaching it how to pass anti-bot tests when we do that. I don't know if you knew that or not. Click on the 2 characters that are partly blocked. I already did that, you stupid twat. You. Of course, if I were compromised, it would be great. Let's see. All this security and whatnot, right? So let's see. I want to see if there's a message. There may be a message that I don't get to see. Oh, hey. All right, Robert, thank you very much. Numbers 5 is fascinating. In the ritual, the priest wrote the curse out and washed the words off the paper into the potion. That's right. That's what they, yeah, it does say that. That's right. We talked about that on the show, like witchcraft. That's right. Like something a witch would do, like a literal spell that they would create. And, you see that in witchcraft too. You'll see witches, they'll put hexes around doors. They'll mark a door for protection. Passover, anyone? That's what Passover is. It's witchcraft. They're just marking the door to protect their home. It's the same concept. Thank you very much for the $5 super chat. Magic was evil, or so I was told by people at my church. That's an interesting thing about magic in the Bible, in the New Testament, I believe. It's just a matter of perspective. It depends on whose side you were on as to whether it was magic and evil or godly power. Anyway, I think that's interesting. It depends on who's telling the story. There was the story of, was it Simon the Magus? Simon the Magus, who was using his power to fly around and all this bitch, and whoever was competing with him in the my God is stronger than your God competition, or my magic is stronger than your magic, didn't come up and fly around. He started praying, dear God, please please expose the demons that are making this person fly, and the demons that are making him fly were exposed, and they ran away, and he fell to the ground. Something like that. Anyway, thank you very much for the super chats, my friends. Let me go here. I very much appreciate you. Go this way. Thank you very much. And okay. And I just want to check. Did we had our poll go? Did I check our poll? Let me check our poll real quick. I'm doing a poll. There's a link at the top. So far, 24 votes and divinely prescribed abortion, plain and simple. It really is. It's divinely prescribed abortion if you've been cheated on. If you've been cheated on, and your wife has been unfaithful, do this. If she has been unfaithful, she will have a miscarriage. I don't see how you can see it anything other than that. And a lot of Christians are like, blame the woman. That's what they get for, wait a second, now that's what they get? Interesting. Flocky says, I tried to do a $5 super chat. It wanted me to edit it. I don't know. I don't know what his problem is. Thank you though, Flocky, for your coin. I appreciate it. Guys, I'm off to save the world. Tomorrow is Friday, isn't it? It is Friday. Tonight, if you're in Albuquerque, like you're probably not, but if you are, I will be performing in the Shakespeare play Julius Caesar at the Veterans Memorial Park. And we start at 7:30. Be there or be square. I am off to save the world, my friends. I hope you guys have a great day. And we're going to talk about more cool stuff. And I will see you tomorrow. Sin safely, my friends.
Got a house that smells like old cheese and shame. Father Flanagan's flesh candles change the game. Goat-scented thrills for your soul's delight. Light it up, baby, make your room right. When you've sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. Smell the goat in a holy zone. Father Flanagan, here to set the tone. Confession booth, busy, no need to stress. Light a candle and forget your mess. Gross odors vanish like sins in the wind. With each wick, guess who's your new best friend? When you've sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. Smell the goat in a holy zone. Father Flanagan, here to set the tone. Lambs and calves may have their day, but goat's the scent that leads the way. Clean your slate with a sniff so pure. Father Flanagan's got the cure. Turn your home into a saintly space. With every whiff,
find redeeming grace. From your living room to the kitchen sink,